Hey Patreon backers, we're just doing a quick behind the scenes video for you. So it's a little more echoey in here, by the way, but when we first moved in, we showed this room, which is the production room, and we built a couple of the systems for it, but they've evolved a lot over the last 8 months or so. So we're gonna walk you through what system which we're using now, because that's a common question we get. This is primarily used by Andrew, so he uses this for video editing, for product design, Blender, all kinds of stuff like that. And this is a Cooler Master C700M, I think it is, identifiable by its, might be the P, I don't remember, but one of the C700s. It's got the curved tempered glass with a really low yield. We just didn't know what to do with the case, and it's huge, and so the solution was to get it out of storage by using it for a system build. So the way this has changed, it's got an NZXT N7 motherboard, which I actually really dislike, but we chose it because I didn't want to tie up any of our good components. And we have 4 sticks of just Corsair, I think it's LPX memory. It's 64 gigabytes, probably have some B-roll of the inside. The Fractal 360 CLC is hooked up. Again, it's one of the products that we weren't too fond of and didn't have much other use for, so we just throw them in our production systems. And it is an inverted layout, which is nice. Puts the video card up top. So this is an RTX 5000. You're gonna see a review on this on our channel very shortly, if not already. And that was chosen because we used to have two 1080 Ti's, which are over here, and they were good, but the problem is we kept getting crashes in Premiere when rendering certain chart-heavy videos, and we're not 100% sure, but it seems like the renders have improved by going to the RTX 5000. It does have something, I think it's 32 gigabytes of memory just in the video card, so it's got half the amount of system memory in there as we have for the CPU. So that seems to have helped. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I think we just have an 850 watt power supply in there. RTX 5000 is the cool one, and then 8086K, that's at 5 gigahertz. And the memory's at hopefully 3200 megahertz, but this motherboard's terrible and sometimes drops it. The next system is the one that Josh and Keegan mostly use. So Andrew uses this for some Unreal Engine 4 stuff, though. This one's hooked up with the old iWayPower case. They made this for us years ago. So it's just a Noctis 450, but they iWayPower added in this, like, I don't know if it's laser etched, but logo for us on the Noctis 450, and we decided to put it to use. There's just a 2080 Ti FE in there right now because we needed it for the Unreal Engine stuff. We have a 10 gigabit network card in there, and also in the other machine I just showed, that's hooked up to a 10 gigabit wall jack, which goes to a 10 gigabit switch in the server room. The cooler is just some Asetek stock cooler. We have currently 4 sticks of G.Skill Trident Z black and white memory at 3200 megahertz, 8086K at 5 gigahertz. The advantage of both of these using N7 motherboards is that we can just pull the BIOS from one and the profile from one and put them both on the other, and it's already identical. And we use the IGP on the CPU to accelerate the renders as well. So that system, the only real change has been this 2080 Ti for the Unreal Engine 4 stuff, but that'll come out eventually. So this one is Patrick's system, and we'll probably have to get some B-roll or something with the glass off. But this is another instance of having a case that was too large to really know what to do with, and we didn't want it holding up storage. It's a Dark Base Pro 900. It's actually a pretty nice case. We like it a lot. We just, again, it's big, so we used it for this. The inside, we have I think he's just got a 1070 Ti in there, yes. So it's a colorful 1070 Ti. Wasn't being used for anything. We have an X99 Deluxe motherboard of some kind, and then I forget his CPU, but I want to say it's maybe a 10 or a 12 core or something like that. And then the other cards below it, so he's got 3 PCIe add-in cards, which might be interesting for you all. Also why we have the X99 board. The 1070 Ti below that is, it looks like a AverMedia capture card. Below that is, I think, a capture card we're using for SNES testing or classic console testing. And then below that is an Intel, not Optane, but Intel 1 terabyte SSD. And it's a very fast drive. So that's hooked up for video capture for the benchmarks that he does on consoles. That's his system. Then a system over here is the original render machine that we used at the house. So this one is set up with, it's kind of just a backup system right now. If we ever end up with 3 people on video in here at the same time, then Keegan might use this one or something. But it's got the same setup as it used to have. It's, I think, a 1080 Ti. It's the worst one we have. A 980 Ti under that. Some Silverstone power supply, you can tell by the cables. And then a Big Water 3.0 thermal take cooler made by Asetek. It's got a 12-core Xeon in it, I think, or maybe the 4960X, whatever that CPU was, one of those two. X79 platform. Works very well and is reliable. So we just set it back up with Windows 10 because it had an 8.1 on it. So this is one of our backup systems. And then the last one is mine, which hasn't really changed, but there it is if you haven't seen it in a while. And we can get a different shot of that too. So there's that system. We have a 1080 Ti reference card with, I think these are the EK Phoenix MLC coolers. It looks terrible, but like, I just wanted to use these EK Phoenix things because we didn't have any use for them. So you can see the trend for all these systems is take stuff we're not using, try to put them to use because they had no purpose outside of sitting in storage and we were never going to do regression testing. So it's all Phoenix everything. The radiators are odd sizes. They don't fit particularly well in this case. I have an intake fan at the bottom. We have 2 intake fans on the sides. One's going through a radiator. We have a 360, I think, in the top with exhaust. And other than that, I mean, you can tell it's an older X99 board because it's got the M.2 SSD sticking up right there. And then the memory, I just threw 2 sticks of memory in that I knew we would never use. Again, the trend. So it's not even running quad. It's on dual channel right now. But it's a good system and does what I needed to do, which is mostly prepping the YouTube videos. So that'll be it for the quick update, just to show you the systems we have. I guess it's 2, 3, 4, 5 total production systems in here. And yeah, I mean, if you're thinking that we have like the highest and best everything, you are wrong because we save those parts for actual testing and work so you get content on the channel. And then all of the all the rejects or retired parts, it's basically like the island of misfit toys, except it's the island of misfit hardware, especially the NZXT N7 motherboard. So that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Check out the Patreon Discord. If you haven't, you can go Google search Discord Connect Patreon or something if you want to figure out how to join it. And I'll see you all next time.